Hey, what's going on, you guys? My name is Bishop Brawler, and I'm going to talk to you about my compound bow that I just purchased about a week ago. I've had about a good week of shooting, teaching myself, and going through the basics. I will let you know that when I decided to get into archery, it was just something badass that I just wanted to learn. I've already been shooting guns, both personally and for professionally, and so I just wanted to take the next step and just round out my experiences. I've always seen these, I've loved them, and just been in awe of them, and finally wanted to get into it. And that's what this video is about, is first taking that step and purchasing a bow. I was told you need to start off on a recurve bow. That's that typical Native American bows that you've seen on TV before you get into compound bows. Don't believe that. It's a completely different beast altogether. Not better, not worse, but if you want lethality, if you want power, and safety is not compromised with a compound bow, then a compound bow is something you'll be happy venturing into. So where do you start? How do you decide what kind of bow you want to get? That I can't help you with. I went on Google, searched the top 10 compound bows, top 10 beginner bows, top 10 intermediate bows, and so forth, and every website had their opinion, which led me to believe that it comes down to getting a quality name brand, something that's reliable, something that's you'll be able to depend on. And then I also want to look at something that I can expand on and grow with, as opposed to getting a super awesome bow that was too much for me, or a beginner's bow that eventually became a disappointment and I had to end up purchasing another one. So I got it in my mind just through research that spending anywhere between $500 and $750 on a bow where you can adjust the draw length, and you can adjust the draw weight, like the tension that it takes to pull back, and which equals the power. I learned that ATA means axle to axle, which is the distance between the two cams. That wasn't a major role. The guys at the archery shop will find something suitable for you if you're buying something online. I stand about 5'10", about 185 pounds. My draw length is 27, and the draw weight that I have on here is 50 pounds. I like this one. This is the Mission Hype DTX. This one, it fit everything that I was looking for. It can be lowered down to about 5 pounds or 7 pounds, which is what a kid could pull, and it can go as far as 70 pounds for a full-size big man. So I have it at 50 just because of using muscle groups that I'm not used to doing. Holding that bow steady can require some tension, and so I just started off with 50 pounds, and I've been having a lot of fun. So picking a compound bow, I've looked at Amazon. I saw the Diamond Infinite Edge. I wasn't disappointed with what I read on it, but watching the videos, they talked about how you might want to replace this. You may even want to replace the string, the whisker basket. You might want to get a release instead. The sights on it weren't that good. There was so many mixed feedback, but that seemed to be the common denominator. So I didn't get that. I went to an archery shop knowing that I might spend more money than getting an Amazon deal. I settled for this Mission Hype DTX. And when I say settle, I don't mean that in a negative way. I mean, this is what I researched. It came up several times in different reviews. And the guy at the pro shop, he stood behind it. Mission is by Mathews, which is a quality name brand. You can get that information on most websites. And I'm happy. I'm really happy with this bow. Now let's talk about the bow itself. I went to a bow shop and I felt real dumb, and they didn't make me feel that way, but there was just so much to a bow that I didn't know what I should ask. Am I asking a dumb question? Where do I begin? So this is what I have so far. A lot of accessories I purchased, and I'll go over them with you to help you make the best decision, and we'll go from there. Just in no particular order, let's talk about the stabilizer. I'm not going to give away name brands. I don't think that's important, but I have a stabilizer on it, and the bow doesn't come with it, but I got a stabilizer just through research. It quiets the bow. So when you pull this string back, it like a guitar, it's going to send that, come crashing back. It's going to send that vibration through the limbs, through the main part of the bow, and outward, because the force is going outward. So as the bow vibrations come out, these rubber stabilizers, they're designed to absorb that vibration because they're soft molded. So that vibration comes through here and it softens and gets absorbed out here. I saw some stabilizers like a mile long, going forward, coming out backwards, and going the other direction. And those are stabilizers that help a person if they tend to lean left, lean right. A lot of guys in like target shooting archery, those Olympic style ones, their stabilizers are really long, and that just helps them with balance. I did learn that the stabilizer is not mandatory. You don't need it. To be honest, that I get it because other people had it, and the looks on it and how it makes it look more awesomer. Yeah, I got that, but it didn't hurt because it does absorb the vibrations. Makes it a quieter bow. If you're going to go hunting, quieter is better. This stabilizer I had has a wrist strap, and I just put your hand through it to hold your compound bow. Just in case you forget to hold on to it and it slips out of your hand. It's protected by your wrist that you can catch it easily. So that's a stabilizer. Guys at Pro Shop will talk to you about it. They come 6, 8 inch, 11 inch, 12 inch. I think a 6 or 8 inch in the beginning is good. Get a quality name brand. It's worth the money. I got this at some sporting goods store. It's not the best in the world, but again, it helps. This is also a stabilizer that does the same thing as what I was just talking about. Again, I'm not an expert, but I know that is a stabilizer. Next bit of information. The compound bow came with a sight, and I learned that there's a level, so you can see if you're holding your bow straight, leaning to the left or right, and then the top sight is measured at 20 yards, the second one 30, 40, 50, and 60. So I have a sight that's good for shooting up to 60 yards, and I can adjust it so that I can make the bottom one 80 yards, but right now the way it comes out of the box, 20, 40, 50, 60. And there's a light on here. When I first got this, I didn't know that there's a light on here that makes these, illuminates this. Looks like it's glowing. And I actually thought that was pretty cool. So get an aluminum sight. I will tell you, get an aluminum sight. Get one that's easy to adjust. And this one is by Cobra. And I Googled it. Again, my friend is Google. And it got great reviews. And so this is something really good that you can start off with. I don't know if you see this, but there's a peephole. Now, the peephole is, believe it or not, when it pulls back, it straightens itself out so that you'll end up looking through the peephole, lining it up with that big orange circle in your sight, and then you'll look at the pins, put your pin on your target, and you shoot. I've learned, make sure it's leveled first, then pick your target. Level out first, sight your target, and you should be good. Okay, so that's the peephole. That will move after a while, just because of the pulling the string all the way back, and it's snapping back and forth over and over. That peephole will move, but by the time that peephole moves, you would have shot your bow enough times that you'll know that it moved, and you'll be able to slide it and fix it and adjust it back and forth. I also have this thing called a kisser. That thing fits in the corner of your mouth to let you know that you have that string exactly where it should be. They slide it up and down to measure it from your corner of your lip to your eye. So if that's on your corner of your lip, and then you'll be looking through this peephole perfectly, looking through that sight. Remember, level out, and then sight your target. Man, you can't go wrong. What else? So there's a big back and forth about the whisker biscuit. It's like that brush and this quick release, this drop down quick release. I got this drop down quick release because I thought it was cool. It's a 50-50 argument whether you want the whisker biscuit or the drop down release. I will tell you that the drop down release, when you shoot the bow, this drops down before the fins on your arrow come into contact. So your arrow is leaving your bow unobstructed. If you miss your target, you can't blame it on anything. The whisker biscuit, the bow sits in a brush type of holder, and when those fins go through that brush, it's a lot of violent action going on right there through the brushes. Does it affect the trajectory, the speed? I have to believe it's so, because swimmers shave off body hair to shave time down. So less resistance, more speed. Do you need it in the beginning? No. Does it affect your trajectory? I don't think so. And again, if you're out hunting, if this somehow fails, if the string that releases this breaks, I'm out hunting with a useless bow now. So the guys who really rely on something that with less moving parts will use the whisker biscuit because of that reason. But I'm 5 minutes from a pro shop, and I can always next day Amazon purchase. So I went with the quick release, and I like it. It's where your bow, the arrow sits right on, and then the nocks, I learned that term, clip right in there, and then this D loop is what your trigger release mechanism will attach onto to pull your string back. So a quick release, arrow rest, I think that's what it's called. Set the arrow on there, and then you hook it on right in that loop, and then that kisser thing fits right in the corner of your mouth, and then you look through this little peephole. When you pull it back, it will straighten out, and it will line up right there. And if you miss, you won't be missing by much. This is a cable stop. That it explains itself. You don't have to buy an attachment or upgrade that. That's about it. Whoa, wait. So let me go over this. This is a quiver. And I went back and forth. Do I want an over-the-shoulder quiver like Hawkeye and look cool? Do I want a hip quiver like those archery guys? Or do I want the bow quiver? To be honest, I'm not thrilled with this quiver or any quiver on the bow, because on this side of my bow is my sights, and I don't really like laying my bow down this way. And then on this side, if I lay it down, if you look, it's laying on the arrows, but it's not laying flat, so it's almost bending my arrows. And then I can't lay it this way because I have that stabilizer. I have the stabilizer, so it's kind of like, how do I lay it down? Just gotta lay it down, I guess. So when I'm at home, I release this holder and take the quiver off. Then I just lay it down. But I lay it down on a pillow. My bow has its own pillow. Is that light on? Yeah. The purple light is on. So, yeah, you can see the light. Right in there. Wow, you can really see that light. That's about it. Get a compound bow. You'll have fun. I've been shooting it for about a week. And I'm having the time of my life. This is Mike, Bishop Brawler. I'll talk to you soon. Thanks for watching.